I want to share with you some tips and common pitfalls when preparing and importing your pricebook data. Do you like everything to be uppercase, lowercase, or camel case? Our system doesn't care, but I know if it's consistent, it looks so much better. Welcome. I'm Zack with FTx, and I want to share with you some tips and common pitfalls when preparing and importing your pricebook data. The Import Utility and Control Center is very versatile. It allows you to quickly add or update a ton of data. While this is a great feature, it's super important to verify and scrub your data beforehand, as it's very easy to create and update data, but it's much harder to undo or delete data. That being said, let's dig into some details. When dealing with price books, the biggest difference we see between POS systems is how UPCs or barcodes are handled. Some systems leave them compressed, while others, like FTx, auto-expand them to 12 digits. Some systems do not allow alpha characters, while others do, and so on and so forth. With that being said, you should be extra careful when exporting and scrubbing UPCs. A common pitfall we see with UPCs is the truncation of leading zeros. Most people use Excel to scrub the data before import, and by default, Excel will treat anything that looks like a number as a number. By doing this, it will drop leading zeros, which quite a few UPCs have. It also converts some numbers to scientific notation. To prevent this, before you begin, tell Excel the column containing your UPCs is text. You can do this by right-clicking the column, choosing Format, and then Text. Another common issue we see is duplicate descriptions. Our system expects each item to have a unique description or name, so be sure when scrubbing your data that each product does. Another tip is to decide how you prefer formatting. Do you like everything to be uppercase, lowercase, or camel case? Our system doesn't care, it's purely a preference thing, but I know if it's consistent, it looks so much better. Excel has some quick formulas to help you format your data to any of these cases once you're ready to import. So speaking of preferences, I would also use this as an opportunity to clean up your categories and departments. Since departments also carry quite a few other things by default, like the POS flag, which handles taxes and age restrictions, you should ensure that they're granular enough that you don't have to override these settings regularly at the item level. But less is more. It's much easier to spin off a new category or department than it is to combine others and delete them. While there isn't a black or white way to handle departments or categories, poorly laid out ones make filtering for reporting and item updates much more difficult. Also, look for nearly orphan groupings. For instance, let's say most of your items are in a category called grocery, but there are a few in grocery. Notice the misspelling here. Another tip for categories and departments is to pay attention to plural versus singular. You may have duplicates like grocery and groceries. If one of the categories is plural syntax and another uses singular, it can be confusing, so definitely be consistent. Like, don't have a category named accessory singular and another named groceries plural. Pick one and stick with it. Speaking of consistency, try to be consistent with product naming. Keep in mind that some places in the system, the name is limited to less than 25 characters, like the POS display or the handheld. So abbreviations are recommended to ensure that cashiers can see enough text to tell what the item is. But when you use an abbreviation, use the same one everywhere. Like, don't use OZ one place for ounce and put the full word ounce somewhere else. A proper name usually includes the unique attributes such as flavor and size, and again, consistency is king. For instance, let's say I have a product named Red Bull Sugar-Free Orange 8.4 OZ. I have another named Red Bull Cherry 8.4 OZ Sugar-Free. Some customers are fine with this, but others it's going to drive crazy. You have a flavor here and a size here, I recommend using a template for all items, such as brand, size, primary flavor, secondary flavor, etc. So that's a few of our tips and recommendations for scrubbing your pricebook data. Hope you learned something today. Take care.